Hey guys, welcome to Barbecue Land. I probably should explain that we're not actually filming the videos for the YouTube channel at Barbecue Land because of what's happening in the world right now. So we've all been doing it from our own gardens. Myself, Paul and Dan have all been creating content for the channel in our gardens with our families. So for the next series of videos, myself and my wife Hayley are going to break down the Kamado Joe Classic and show you how to use it, how to get it set up, the accessories and what sort of charcoal to use. So the next series of videos you'll see myself and Hayley explaining the Kamado Joe Classic 3. Hey everybody, I'm Jack and welcome to Barbecue Land, Hertfordshire's premier barbecue dealership. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel by hitting that bell below. And today I'm joined by...
I'm Hayley, I'm Jack's wife. The first thing I want to know is why would you use a Kamado Joe over a charcoal or a wood pellet grill or a gas grill? What essentially is it? What is a ceramic grill?
So basically, ceramic grill can do everything. You can do low and slow, you can do hot and fast cooking, you can set it up to cook like an oven. So if you want to do baking, like bread, a lot of people do bread, pizzas, things like that in it. It can be set up to cook whatever you want to cook really.
So how does the ceramic grill work?
So you basically set it up like you would a normal charcoal barbecue. You would take out the insides, put your charcoal in the centre, but unlike a normal kettle grill where you get your coals really hot on the outside and then put them straight into the barbecue, you do all of your lighting within the actual Kamado. So you put your charcoal in, you put your fire lighter in, you open your airflow and you get your fire started. And then when you've reached the desired temperature, as per your dial, and Kamado Joe have made it really simple for you, so they've actually broken it down into cooking styles. So for low and slow, you want to hit this sort of region, barbecuing and roasting, next sort of region, and for searing steaks, the top of the dial.
Oh, that's actually on this dial here?
Actually on this dial, yeah.
Oh, that's quite a good idea. Okay. What would you say you would only ever use the Kamado Joe for? You wouldn't use anything else?
I mean, basically, it's designed to be an all-rounder. Like, it does everything so well. It's designed to excel at everything. So for low and slow, they actually design their own charcoal. So they've got big block charcoal, which is made in Argentina, and it's made by really dense, heavy wood. So if you're trying to do low and slow, it will burn a lot slower than normal wood would.
What about something like a steak that's quick, or a burger, or because I've seen you cook burgers on here loads of times, so is it good for that too, or would you prefer to use something else for that?
No, definitely this. They actually come with a divide and conquer system. So basically your grill inside, this is the Classic 3, so this has actually got 3 levels of cooking. And it also comes with, I don't know if you see below, that is a slow roller attachment, which is a specifically designed piece of equipment to force more smoke into the actual food. So if you're doing low and slow, use your slow roller, pump more smoke into the food. And if you're doing grilling, you've got 3 levels of cooking. So you can put your steaks close to the fire, you can have your sausages a little bit higher up, so you can actually cook multiple things at multiple temperatures on the same grill.
So I definitely want to go into some of those things in more detail.
Yeah.
So what is this rather strange looking thing at the top?
So this is what they call the control tower. Is basically your main vent of how you control your temperatures when you cook. So you get your charcoal lit inside, you adjust your air vent at the bottom here to be fully open.
So there's a vent here and there's a vent here.
Yep,
Why
2
does it
vents.
have 2 vents?
So your top vent is for really fine tuning your cooking temperature. So here you can sort of move it around. There's 4 little positions here, little lines.
So there's 4 lights here. Are these different temperatures, or I mean, how does this work?
It's basically a rough guide. So what you can do is you say you want to cook 200 degrees Celsius.
Yep.
You leave your door open at the bottom until you've reached 200 degrees on the dial. Then what you do here is you restrict your airflow.
Right.
And then it should stabilise here. But obviously it's not an exact science, so what you do here is fine tune. So you can move it right the way down to the smallest setting, and then it might fluctuate a little bit. So if you want it a little bit hotter, you just move it like that. Once you've set this up to cook at a certain temperature, it will not budge. And once you've perfected the art of fine tuning your temperature, it can stay for up to 18 hours at a certain temperature. So say you're doing a low and slow smoke and you want to get it at 135 degrees Celsius. If you've set up your dials correctly, in theory, if you don't touch them, it will stay that temperature for as long as your charcoal will last inside.
When you move this round, this whole thing came around like this. Why does this come off completely? Why would you want a whole?
So if you're trying to do like steaks and you want to get your temperature to you know, the maximum, it goes to like 400 degrees Celsius, which is like really, really hot. You can basically open this up so you get maximum airflow in.
And would you have this and this open at the same time? And that, I'm guessing GCSE science,
Yeah.
that the more air that goes in, the hotter it gets,
Exactly
the quicker
that,
it gets
yeah.
hot. And then when you reach your temperature, you can then close this?
Yeah,
Right.
because once you put a load of charcoal inside, it doesn't mean that charcoal is then done for. You don't have to clear it out after every use. Your charcoal can be used multiple times. So you put like a whole load in, you're only cooking one steak, you've got it up to 400 degrees Celsius, you cooked your steak, you want to restrict your airflow, so what you do is just close it from back down, shut that off, shut that at the bottom, and then there's no air going into the barbecue, so your charcoal will just go out.
So how long does charcoal last? How many cooks would you say you get out of a charcoal?
Big block is designed specifically for the Kamado Joe.
Okay. And would you say, it, you know, would you rather spend that little bit extra?
Yeah, I think.
Without, you know.
Yeah, I think you get quite a nice flavour off the big block as well. It's, I said, it's made from four types of wood. It's made in Argentina. It's known for its hardness. They actually call it the axe breaker charcoal. It's so hard.
Right. And
it's also designed to be bigger pieces. You stack it inside, light it, and then that is perfect conditions for low and slow cooking.
And then I saw you playing about with this thing. So this is just this. You press this.
Yeah. So this is the hinge. You want to lift the lid up?
I have done this before.
So what they've done is they've actually added a layer of like gasket tape, which basically gives you a better seal.
Okay.
So when you're smoking, you won't get any smoke coming out of the barbecue.
It's quite spongy as well when it hits together.
Yeah. So basically, when this shuts, you think it creates an impenetrable seal, so all the smoke is within your barbecue.
I mean, this feels really sturdy, so it doesn't feel like it's going to like go flying off or anything. This has stood outside in the rain and the sleet, and I love the English weather.
These weigh 135 kilos for fully assembled.
Yeah,
so
I've seen you try to pick one up and put it in the back garden.
Big, they're heavy, they will last forever.
Okay.
If you treat it right.
So can you just sort of explain the levels and?
Tell it. What we do is we'll pull it out and we'll put it on the side so people can actually see. So in here, this is our divide and conquer system. So what we did last night was we cooked some fish. So they do different attachments, Kamado Joe.
It was good fish.
Depending on what you actually want to cook. So here we've got the soapstone, which is like a naturally non-stick surface, and they all come in like half moon shapes.
So what might you cook on a soapstone?
So vegetables, fish, anything that would naturally stick to a cast iron grill, so, or any sort of grill. So yeah, like, or you can do eggs, bacon,
okay,
anything
right.
like
that.
Yeah,
I have seen you fry up some Kamado, yeah. Okay, and so this is your grill grate. So you could move this one to here, for example, if you wanted to. You can move. They're movable.
These all come off in half moon sections. So, you know, if you wanted to take this off, put it a bit lower to get it hotter. Same with the one next to it. That is the cast iron. So if you wanted to do a steak and move it down, you can.
So when you say there's 3 levels, it's literally this. They all sit on this little. What would you call this?
This is the divide and conquer system.
Right, so they sit on the divide and conquer system.
That's it.
So you could in effect have them both on one level, both on the second level.
Yeah.
I mean, what is a deflector? It deflects what? Heat?
So, yeah, so that is it. It deflects the heat. So again, these will come in half moon sections like that. So what you can do is set it up. So I'll tell you what, if you just put these here and take this away, what you do is, so say we're cooking a steak, you would have your cast iron like that. I have to excuse this because it's actually been used last night. So this is how you would cook something indirect. So you've got your section here, so your deflector plate is underneath, so in theory no heat will be coming directly underneath this grate.
So it's stopping the heat from
Stopping the heat from coming up.
I thought it was the exact opposite. Okay.
No, so you've, and actually in the basket below, when we pull that out, there is actually 2 sections to that basket. So you can have no charcoal in this side and just rely on the heat from this side. So if you're,
so what might you be cooking up here?
I mean, if you want to like indirect grill some roast some potatoes, when you close your lid, you've still got radiant heat in the dome. So if you wanted to roast like a jacket potato up here, you could easily, but then you've still got that direct heat zone here.
So this is now acting like an oven?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you get 2 deflector plates? Is there an occasion where you'd use both?
Yeah, so if you wanted to do a bake or do something indirect, which we would put both of the deflector plates in, cake, yeah, something like that. So you want to work at a high temperature, so something that's really fatty. So if you're trying to cook maybe like a leg of lamb or a lamb joint that is quite fatty and you didn't want any flare-ups, you put your deflector plates in, and then you can still cook at high temperatures but have that protection from grease flare-ups.
What would you say would be the benefit of putting your lamb in the Kamado rather than putting it in the oven?
It's just the flavour you get. It's the flavour, the charcoal. I mean, you think it's such a sealed unit, anything that comes off that lamb and drips into the charcoal will create more flavour. So you can have fat dripping into the charcoal, creating smoke and vapour inside the chamber.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, I love smoky flavour. But sometimes it's, well, is it a lot of effort for something you could put in the oven? Or would you say, actually after a couple of goes, yeah, this does look really daunting, but after a couple of goes, you're just going to put this together and off you go?
Oh yeah, once you've got an idea of what you want to cook and how you want to cook it, to get this ready to cook, like temperatures around 200 degrees Celsius, you're talking maybe 15 minutes to get the charcoal ready to go.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I think it's probably about time to move on to what's going on in here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now we're going to take a look actually inside the grill and show you what the insides look like.
I think I've heard you refer to this as the charcoal basket. Is
Yep.
that right? Okay. Why does it have two sections?
So, as I said before, with the divide and conquer system, if you want to cook something just on the left-hand side and have no heat this side, then you can just separate your fire off, basically. So, light this side only, have no charcoal here. So, in theory, this side of your grill will have no heat coming up on it, and this will be direct.
And what about if you're a small family, there's only two of you, just cooking two steaks quite quickly, would that also be sort of an effective way of keeping the heat?
Yeah, basically to save charcoal and not waste tons of it, you can just literally put a little bit of in here. I mean, this may look like a little bit, but this would be enough to cook you a dinner for 4 people.
And is this big block that's kind of shrunk down, is it?
Yeah, basically this is from another cook, so this is what we used yesterday. But as you can see, it still held its hardness.
So you haven't taken this out, and you can. It still feels warm. You can use this again.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, should we fill it up or?
Yeah, let's do it. So this is the big block charcoal that we were talking about earlier. So let me just show you sort of the pieces. I mean, as you can see, yeah, that's big. So yeah, if you want to...
So how much of that would I be putting in here? So we're going to cook, what, 2 burgers, 4 burgers today?
You literally just want a handful.
Right.
Even that might be too much, but yeah.
These little I mean, we're talking your handful or my handful?
Your handful.
Okay, so...
Let's get it in.
Into the right-hand side.
Yeah, we literally just put 3 big pieces in because we've already got some of the old stuff from yesterday. And then what we're going to do is use the Luft lighter to light the charcoal basket.
I just like my hairdryer.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I definitely want to do it.
So what these are is basically like a hot air gun. So you hold it for 60 seconds on the charcoal to create an ember, and then you slowly pull it away and it will blow the ember to make a fire. So you want to go down like that and hold the button for 60 seconds.
Into the charcoal?
Into the charcoal.
And does everyone have one of these?
No, these are something you can buy from barbecue. That's it. Perfect. So yeah, you can buy these from Barbecue Land, and they're pretty awesome. I was a bit dubious at first. I was like, why would you actually need that if you can just buy a fire lighter? But it gets the fire started in 60 seconds. That quick.
What is it actually doing?
So it's superheating the charcoal.
Oh, it's actually, I can see it.
Yeah.
I've lost count now. I was counting to 60.
You've got like 30 more seconds.
Okay. That is pretty cool. Would you say this is a lot better? I mean, what would you have done if you didn't have a lift?
So you're looking at fire lighters that you put in, light, and then you're waiting 15 minutes to...
Which isn't the end of the world,
No,
either. You don't
no.
need a lift, but this is pretty cool,
Yeah.
right?
But if you're, want to get something done really quickly, so now you can start lifting it away. That's it, still hold the button down.
Okay.
That's it, and you actually created an ember, so now you can use the hot air to blow that ember to create a fire. Perfect.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Perfect, yeah.
So we've actually got a small fire going in there
Yeah,
now.
small
right.
fire, yeah.
Okay.
And because we're going to cook these burgers direct, there's no need to close any air vents or anything like that. We're just going to leave everything open to make the fire established.
And on the Kamado, if you're cooking a burger, where do you find the best place to put? I guess you're using the grill grates.
Yep.
Where would you put them? First, second, or third level?
So I always like the second setting because it gives you a little bit of extra safety when it comes to cooking. Direct over the charcoal is a little bit too close for me, so I always like to go on the second setting, and yeah, you can always increase the temperature of your charcoal if you are struggling to get that sort of Maillard reaction on your meat.
And how do you actually put this? Do you just place this in, or
yeah, so it actually
clip in, or how does it go in?
So the basket has actually got 4 little settings. So if you put it down at an angle and then twist it,
right,
it all sits into place. Because what you can actually do now, you know, I wouldn't do this when the fire's lit, but you can actually lift the whole piece out with the basket attached. Guys, thanks for joining us today at Barbecue Land. That was how to set up your Kamado Joe Classic 3, how to get the grill lit, and a little bit about the deflector plates and the divide and conquer system. The next video we're going to do, Hayley is going to attempt to cook some chicken and veggies on the Kamado Joe Classic 3. We're going to set it up from scratch, put the charcoal in the basket, and off we go. Light it up, slow it down, create some amazing food with Kamado Joe. So we'll see you all again next week for our next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and if there's anything you want to see us cook, please drop us a line in the comments below. See you later.